Yo, what is going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome to the Pig Trail Network live show. Said I was going to go live Friday, even though there's, nothing, we can't talk about the NCAA tournament because of the obvious. Recruiting is on hold. And it's Flamingo Friday, so I got the shirt. I'm wearing a new Flamingo shirt. I don't know if you can see it or not, but or the flamingos on the shirt. Can you see? There's one. There's a couple right there. So yeah, I thought I would. It was my wife. She walks in the door and she's like, "Hey, I got you a new shirt with flamingos on it." I'm like, "Oh, we're totally sporting that tonight." I hope you guys are doing well. I know Arkansas has not been greatly affected that I know of with the coronavirus, but for those of you, and I know that there are people in the audience that listen to the show, I know we've got listeners in Alaska and or viewers / listeners in Alaska. Not sure that they've been affected, but of course Texas, Arizona, Florida, Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina, Missouri, Louisiana, and Tennessee. Just off the top of my head of where people have reached out from to me from. Okay. Welcome to the Pig Trail Network. I appreciate you guys stopping by. It's been an eventful day for myself. I was dealing with a bit of a hacker situation that was not related to this channel, but related to some other stuff. So I've been dealing with that today. That's been fun. And I'm trying to get caught up on all things with this coronavirus and the NCAA. It's nuts. So there's been a lot said. I bear with me. I am a little bit behind. Let me read chat really quick. F you, Corona. I agree, Jarrett. This is unexpected, but a welcome surprise to be sure. I don't know. Are you talking about this? Me being live? Thank you. If not, I don't know what you're talking about. Corona needs to go back to the beach. Or back inside, or it just needs to go back to being related to, like, when you think of Corona, obviously you think of Corona, the beer. Hunter Yurchek gave the NCAA an ass-chewing like Saban did to Kiffin. Ooh, Celtics for life says. Man, screw 2020. My school is not out. It will be. If you're in Arkansas, it's coming. I think they shut down Little Rock. Hunter Yurchek was not pleased this morning. I have some of his quotes up here in a second. We'll get caught up there. As long as COVID-19 doesn't mess up this channel, I'll be all right. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate those kind words. You guys are awesome. I hope Jimmy and Adrio get granted another year. Yeah, and I'm not even caught up on all that. If these guys are given another year, does that mean they're going to tell these possible transfers like thanks but no thanks? They're going to have to make room for people. We're in unexplored territory. I really have no idea what's next. I have already had someone in my DMs today. What does this mean for basketball in 2020? I don't know. It sure as hell seems like the NCAA jumped the gun, though. They put an X on the College World Series. They've canceled it. I don't know if they've gone back and changed that, but the NCAA came out and had said yesterday that will be like it's canceled. The College World Series, which is months away. Does that not seem like they've jumped the gun just a little bit? It's nuts. Love your channel. Thank you, Solo. I appreciate that. No more baseball. Yep. So the NCAA has also effectively canceled the rest of the season. And Kyle brought this up in the latest Hog Talk podcast, and he's got a really good point. That might have been the very last time we see Kerstad and Martin in Razorback jerseys, along with some other guys that might test the reins of the draft and explore that next chapter in their lives. That's really sad. That is so sad we didn't get to see the rest of the season play out for these guys, because I do think they would have turned it around. And I'm not just saying that. That's not a biased thing. Like, you look at their last few games, they were really coming around. That's really unfortunate. This hysteria isn't logical. It's terrible that people have died, but come on. Ebola, bird flu, swine flu, they were all much worse, and I don't recall the media portraying them that much differently. I think the difference now, Mike, and you're not wrong, I'm not going to comment on whether or not I think this is overblown, because I want you to do what you feel is safest and best for you and your family. Me sitting here drumming up some more hysteria is not going to do anything. I feel for all those that have been affected by this, and it will hit Northwest Arkansas. But to me, it seems like it's hitting a certain part of the population that happen to be much older. That seems to be the case. A lot of the graphs, the data, the things that I've seen. I posted something on Facebook, and I had a couple people kind of rip into me on that, claiming that I'm not worried enough about or it felt like they were. I mean, they didn't say that. It kind of felt like a passive aggressive, like, oh, this is going to get much worse. I don't know if it is or not. I'm no doctor. I don't understand all this. I know it's contagious. It's spreading like wildfire, but it seems to be hitting a certain age in the population, and that's unfortunate for anybody. But I'm not going to give into the hysteria. But that doesn't mean that maybe you and yours, maybe you feel like you should for you and your family. Maybe you're stacking up on all the toilet paper. Someone's got to explain this whole thing with the toilet paper. Why? I mean, I don't know. I've had the flu. It's been a while, but I don't remember visiting the toilet more than a couple of times at the most. Someone's going to have to explain to me the paper towels and well, I guess you could understand paper towels, because if you're disinfecting your house, you're going to go through a lot of paper towels. But I don't get the toilet paper. That's just strange to me. So, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and tell you. You do what you feel is best for you and your family. That's where I'm at with this. But Mike's not... I don't disagree with what he's saying. A 30 for 30 will be made because of this year. I can feel it coming. 30 for 30. We're going to have Netflix series, movies, all sorts of things. It's going to be crazy. Yes, I meant you going live. Oh, okay. Thank you, Madison. That was sweet. Thank you. Little Rock is shut down. Other schools are thinking about it but haven't yet. Lisa Academy Schools is shut down in Little Rock. They haven't shut the one down here in Springdale yet. I think it's a matter of time. I don't know if they have to abide by like the county or just the district. I'm not really sure. I'm currently quarantined in my truck in Lawrence, Kansas. Robert, be safe, man. I don't know if you're like, has it hit your area hard? I don't know. Let's read off what's here. What we do know. Obviously, the season is over with for the women's. By the way, Neighbors will get a bonus because Arkansas basketball was going to the NCAA tournament, so he will be getting a bonus. No recruiting. It is now a dead period, according to the NCAA, until April 15th. We don't know. If you're going to ask me about how this affects long-term, obviously it's going to depend on this virus. I don't have the answers. But the dead period will end on April 15th. I'm trying to find all the comments here. This is what Arkansas, so the SEC today announced that all organized team activities, including competitions, team and individual practices, meetings, and other organized gatherings, will be suspended through April 15th. The SEC had previously announced all competition was suspended through March 30th. That's from the SEC official Twitter account. And then trying to pull up some of what Hunter said. I had it pulled up here, and I can't find it. Oh, here's what he said about finding out. If this... I heard them on the radio this afternoon. I'm not going to say which show, but they said that they felt like the NCAA had handled the situation well, but they hadn't communicated well. Communication is part of it. Like it's not two separate things. They're not mutually exclusive. Like the communication is part of the handling of the overall situation, and it's been terrible. Here's Hunter Yurchek right here. Here he is. I found out the way the rest of the world found out through Twitter. I was actually in flight on the way from Nashville, landed to the news that the NCAA had canceled championships. That's how I found out. As an athletic director at the University of Arkansas, I didn't have a chance to let our coaches know. I didn't have a chance to let our student athletes know. That's what's really disappointing to me about how this was communicated and how the decision was arrived at. And so I'm meeting with our coaches later today, and we'll set up some things for our student athletes, and we've got to decide how to move forward. And what he said about Greg Sankey, the SEC commissioner, has been unbelievable in how he's communicated and how he's rallied our conference. And we have done everything in unison. We made decisions collectively as 14-member institutions. His leadership during the last 72 hours has been incredible, and I can't thank him enough for that. But the leadership, in my opinion, the NCAA has been far less than that. Very, very disappointed. Communication is that makes up the whole key here. Not just handling of the tournaments, the championships, the spring stuff. It's also it's how you handle it goes hand in hand with communication. Why are you not getting on conference calls and getting a hold of these ADs of all the Power 5, all the schools that you can, get them all on a giant conference call, a huge Skype call. I don't know how many people can be on a Skype call, but make that happen. You're the NC freaking AA. Figure it out. Send out emails. Let's address this thing, and then we'll talk about it Friday, right? You had 48 hours, really, if not more, really 72 hours, like Hunter Yurchek was talking about with Greg Sankey. You had 72-plus hours to get this figured out. Now, typically, that's still not a large amount of time. This has been kind of a bomb dropped on us, but at the same time, we've seen this thing coming. Like, if you, as a company, are going to react a certain way, you have to have that planned out. Like, okay, here's plan A's, B's, and C's here. This is what we're gonna do. If this happens, if it's affecting students, if it's on campus, if it's in our areas, if it's in the same county as any of our, I guess that's really the entire map. If it hits the U.S., we need to be prepared, and they weren't, and it was very poorly handled by the NCAA, and I couldn't agree with Hunter Yurchek anymore. We didn't have, and this is again from Hunter Yurchek, we didn't have any opportunity as the membership of the NCAA to discuss that, talking about just the communication and plans moving forward. I understand winter sports. I understand the immediacy of making the decision on men's and women's basketball. We had track and field students out in Albuquerque. We had swimmers going to Georgia next week for national championships. I understand that. In the timelines of that, I think we could have taken a step back as a membership and reevaluated what we do with our spring sports. And again, they've canceled spring football. The beginning of spring football, I believe, is canceled. Once camp, I don't know when it typically opens up, but I guess it's either canceled or put on hold. Maybe somebody in chat can get us up to date there. The same decision may have been reached. I don't think that decision needed to be reached yesterday. Hunter Yurchek just blowing them out of the water. He continues to make, I think, Hog fans feel like, thank God he's our AD. The Musselman hire, a lot of people are on board with the Pittman hire despite not having played or coached a single game yet. It seems like it's working out okay. And then he makes this, he comes out and he doesn't hide from it. He gets all over the NCAA. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Greg Sankey give him a phone call like, hey, when I retire, are you interested in taking my spot? Like, this is the kind of leadership. But I know there's probably other ADs out here doing something similar, but he's kind of been put on blast today. And, and he says, too, I found out the same way that the rest of the world found out through Twitter. I mean, if that isn't just alarming to anybody, I don't know what is. That's insane. I mean, the NCAA doesn't even bother to notify, it doesn't matter if you're Power 5 or not. We're not talking about on the field, on the court productivity here. We're talking about the actions taken at this level that weren't taken. So I'm trying to scroll through here, see what else. Quite candidly, I'm very disappointed in the leadership of the NCAA and how that was not communicated to any conferences or any member institutions, that our student athletes are here on campus, heard the news the same way everybody else in society heard. That's just totally unfair to those young men and women that have worked so incredibly hard, especially our seniors, who, by the way, I believe are going to get they're going to get a waiver. And I don't know if that – I don't think the NCAA's come out and really specified that. Again, maybe Chad can help us out with that. but that we didn't have the opportunity as administrators and as coaches to share the news with them, talking about the players, and to provide the appropriate counseling and the things they needed in a timely fashion. Again, just talking about how disappointing it is. So, again, can't do anything with recruiting. It's now an extended dead period until April 15th. The last 72 hours have just been an absolute it's just been crazy. I think Hunter Yurchek's handled it pretty well. Trying to scroll up here. Ty, we must protect Dave Van Horn at all costs from coronavirus. Shield that man. Quarantine him. The NCAA is considering releasing this year's bracket, says Jacob. John Cunningham. Arkansas and Georgia are co-SEC champions because they are the only two schools that won a game in the SEC tournament this year. So they should be. Crown them. Just give them the crown. All toilet paper is gone from my local Walmart. Yeah, mine too. And I was I was surprised because it doesn't seem like anyone around here in our part of Springdale is really panicking. You know, everyone's kind of going on about their lives, as they probably should, I think. I mean, you know, that's my opinion. You know, they're not freaking out. And then I drive down to Walmart, and they're completely out of toilet paper and paper towels. The good thing is we live in a market economy. They've already restocked and replenished where they can, so that's the good news. We're not completely out forever. Thank God for the market economy. We're not Venezuela. We're not out here waiting in line to get a single square of toilet paper. I agree. We're going to have to protect Dave Van Horn. They released a hypothetical NIT bracket. I saw that Joe Lenardi he had Arkansas matched up with St. John's. That was incredible. People are getting a bunch of toilet paper unless they are quarantined for a long time. They won't be able to go out and get toilet paper. I mean, I guess that's understandable. I guess that's, I don't know. Abundant Life Christian Academy is shut down in Sherwood, says John. Or Jacob, excuse me. When something like this comes around, I always ask myself, what are they hiding? Robert Ainsworth, this shit is crazy. Sup, Ty? What's going on? What is going on? Just saw something about Springdale Pre-K. Uh-oh. My kid's in Springdale Pre-K. They handed us something today when we left. Little piece of paper as to what to do. They want us to do they want us to have them run around the house. I don't know. I need to read it. I need to go find it. And I thought it was pretty funny. Like, come on. I mean, you know, they're 4 and 5 years old. What are you talking about? If y'all heard me coughing, it was the cannabis virus. I'm okay. Tony Brown. So did the NCAA do terribly in communication, but the SEC did well? Because if Yurchek flew into Nashville to hear the news that the SEC tourney would be canceled, wouldn't that be Swanky's fault? I don't know. Tony, I don't know. It's a good question. But I do think that Sankey's done a pretty good job. I do. If Hunter Yurchek's bragging on him, it's hard for me to doubt Hunter Yurchek right now. And he's got a really good point too. I was in Bentonville yesterday. All rice was gone. That's incredible. Oh, thank you. That was Karen who handed me the Thank you, Karen. This was from Springdale. Now, I don't know how many of you, I know a couple of you have said you've got kids in the Springdale pre-K system, but this is what they handed out today. Springdale School District, I don't know. We love your children. Their safety is our number one priority. Therefore, there may be days when we need to cancel school for weather and exceptional other emergency reasons. They call them AMI days. Alternative methods of instruction. Let's see. Attached to this letter is a grade level specific schoolwork that your child will complete for each day that the school is canceled. The assignments are also posted to your school's website. The assignments will be due to your child's teacher the day we return to school. Your signature in each completed box will give your child credit for that school day. I mean, come on. I'm not going to do this, but any parent could just sign each and every square. Failure to complete the daily assignments will result in an absence for that day. So this is obviously Springdale preparing for school to be missed. So yeah, I mean they have each. You can see all the squares there, and each day you have something. Find 2 days that are find 2 toys that are the same size. Okay. Ask your child to show you the numbers 2 and 7 by using their fingers. Do a silly dance. Build your child's large motor skills. So, anyways, this is what they're handing out. So if you're in Springdale Public Schools and you got a kid in pre-K, there you go. You probably were handed that today. What's next? Lumbago? I don't know what you're talking about. Here come the UCFs. Get ready. Oh, yeah. They're probably going to claim a national title before the season. If that's what you're talking about, Mr. Runner. I don't know what you're talking about. Tony, your messages all got retracted, buddy. I don't know. All right. Yeah, Masters canceled, too, for all you who are fans of that. No Masters. Everything's canceled. We're on, in my opinion, this has been handled poorly by the NCAA. I think a lot of it was very reactionary from them. They didn't plot the course out for the next coming weeks or months, and it was good to see Hunter Yurchek get after him. But again, there's nothing going down for recruiting. If you're looking for recruiting updates until April 15th. So it's going to be a little while. So now for the future of the channel, this is where it gets a little dicey. Obviously, all I do here is talk Arkansas Razorbacks and college athletics. I can't, if there's nothing to talk about, there's no show. What I'll probably do, as soon as we get updates, as soon as the NCAA comes out and lays forth their plan, look for me to go live. I don't know about probably that day, maybe the next day. That's probably what the channel's going to be for a little while. Again, recruiting is on halt. It's complete dead period from what I understand. That means obviously no in-home visits, but no phone calls, no text messages, no social media, none of that stuff as far as reaching out to these kids. So there's not going to be any news of recruiting. There's obviously no baseball to talk about, no basketball, no SEC tournament, NITs, NCAA, none of that. So we're on standby. This channel's on standby. I want to go live once a week at least. I'm going to try to abide by that. It sounds like our kiddos are probably going to be home for a little bit, so maybe I'll have some more opportunities to do some stuff, get some videos chopped up. But really, it's just standby. I can't promise you that I'm going to have anything to talk about. Watch, I probably say this, then the NCAA comes out tomorrow with some huge breaking news, and then I probably, assuming I'm able to, will go live for that, and we could talk about it, and we can discuss. Someone had asked that I play Call of Duty with them and stream it on stream it online for everybody to give them something, and I'm like, but I mean, what am I gonna do? I killed that guy. How about Arkansas? They should have gone to the NCAA tournament this year. Like, is that the content that you're looking for? Because that's what will exactly happen. I'll take out my frustration on Call of Duty, but I don't know that I would do that. Do you think they will play the NCAA tournament at some point? No, I don't, Christina. I do not. It's canceled. It is entirely possible that the NCAA retracts some of this. It's all depending on the virus. It's all depending on what happens with the coronavirus. Let's say it really starts to clear up in the next week or so, then maybe they'll reconsider and they'll visit back with that. But as of right now, the information that I've seen and read really was from this morning, and just what I read here a little bit ago about Hunter Yurchek and his response. It sounds like it's canceled, so I don't think that that'll be the case. Like I said, the NCAA prematurely canceled the College Baseball World Championship Series in Omaha. That's canceled, so the baseball season's over with. I don't know. Can they go back and retract everything they just said? Thank you, Karen. Can they? I don't know. So we'll see. Like I said, I'm on standby. I'll know as much as you guys. Really, all I'm doing is just kind of giving you guys what information that I have. For anybody living under a rock or anybody that wants to just vent, you can come here in the chat and vent, and I'll vent with you. So that's going to do it. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Remember to like the video, share the content, and, of course, if you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button. To all the Patreon supporters, thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you stick with me. It's going to be a trying next few weeks, I'm sure, here. I'm going to do everything I can to get something out at least. Maybe it's live streams. Maybe I can get some pre-edited videos posted for you guys. I'm going to do what I can. I'm not sure how my schedule will look, especially if the kids are home. I don't know if that's going to be good or bad for content creation. I guess we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it. But thank you guys, each and every one of you, for staying tuned. If you want to join the Patreon, a minimum of $4 a month, that link is provided for you down below. If you're not interested in doing the monthly thing, but you want to throw a little tip in the old PayPal tip jar, although my PayPal was hacked, but I think I still have access to it. They shut it down. Luckily, I've got that the two notification, verification, whatever, like when someone's trying to get into your account. So my account wasn't hacked. Someone was trying to today. That was interesting. Along with my PlayStation, like someone was out to get me today. But I still have access to my PayPal. So if you want to throw a nickel or dime in there, that would be much appreciated. If you don't want to join the monthly subscription for the PTM Patreon, hey, those links are all provided for you down below, as well as the latest Hog Talk podcast episode, which launched this morning. What episode was that? Like 73 or whatever. Kyle and I were on that one. So if you guys want to go check that out, you can. So, sup, Ty? We're ending at TTV, your boy Judd. Sorry, man, you just missed it. Not the show, not entirely, just tonight's show. Stay safe, everyone. Good job, Ty. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. Thanks, Ty, for the amazing show. Thank you, Tony. Thank you to each and every one of you again. I really do appreciate it. Hey, until next time, hopefully sooner than later, woo pig suey, you guys be safe out there. Be careful.